Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. As part of the SWS Natu Natu series, I bring to you this particular test sample test paper, which will give you an idea कि हमारे जो SWS ऐप पे स्टडी विद सुधीर ऐप पर जो हमने टेस्ट पेपर्स लगाए हैं वो किस तरह के हैं. इनफैक्ट लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू क्विकली बिफोर आई स्टार्ट विद दिस. We have done 3 sets of chapter wise test papers. Chapter wise because I believe that when you do a particular chapter, like for instance आपने natural vegetation का chapter revise किया या water resources का chapter revise किया, आप within 24 hours to 48 hours उसके chapter के MCQs and subjective questions को revise कीजिए, टेस्ट कीजिए कि क्या आपको उतना याद है, उसके understanding है, and whether you are able to tackle all the questions. Now we have done something even more interesting. These 3 sets are in varying degrees of difficulty level. The first set is the easy one. The second set is the moderate one, which includes a combination of tricky as well as easy ones. And the third one is a little more challenging and more competency focused questions. Okay, पहले दो में भी हैं, लेकिन तीसरे में ज्यादा है. So that's how we have tried to grade it depending on your level of preparation. आपने पहली बारी पढ़ा, आप पहले सेट को सॉल्व कीजिए, उसके बाद फिर से रिवाइज कीजिए, दूसरे सेट को सॉल्व कीजिए, फिर रिवाइज कीजिए, फिर तीसरे सेट को सॉल्व कीजिए. सो यू प्रोग्रेस एंड दैट्स प्रिसाइसली द इंटेंशन. और इस सब के बाद एक फुल टेस्ट पेपर भी दिया गया है सो दैट यू कैन टेस्ट योरसेल्फ ऑन द full test paper. Okay, so please go and check that out on the Study with Sudhir app. Details are in the description box. Let's start with this particular sample paper which includes questions from all the chapters. So अगर आपने ज्योग्राफी की तैयारी कर ली है या आपके प्री बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशंस अभी आने वाले हैं जनवरी में, you can try this one. The IT industry in India has grown exponentially. Exponentially means increasingly with a lot of vigor, contributing to India's GDP and global presence. Which of the following set of cities of होना चाहिए is not part of India's major IT hubs? So India के major IT hubs कहाँ हैं उसकी जानकारी आपको होनी चाहिए. Bengaluru, of course, it is known as the Silicon Valley of India. Pune is an IT city. Hyderabad is an IT city. NCR is the National Capital Region, which includes parts of Delhi as well as Gurgaon, which there are many IT companies which are located in the National Capital Region. Kolkata and Ranchi, this is not an IT hub. Chennai is an IT hub, Hyderabad of course. So Ranchi or Kolkata are not known as major IT hubs. Yes, there will be certain number of IT companies which will be based in a city like Kolkata, which could be based in a city like Ranchi. I'm not aware, but of this lot, C will be the correct answer, which is not part of India's major IT hubs. Answer C. The iron and steel industry is considered the backbone of modern industrialization and is mainly concentrated in the eastern part of India. Correct? Which of the following factors is most critical in determining the location of iron and steel industries in India? यहां पर कीवर्ड क्या है? मोस्ट. इसको मैंने इसीलिए कैपिटल लेटर्स में डाला है. सबसे ज्यादा हो सकता है बाकी 3 ऑप्शंस भी हो, लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा क्रिटिकल कौन सा है? प्रॉक्सिमिटी. क्रिटिकल का मतलब इंपॉर्टेंट. प्रॉक्सिमिटी टू इंटरनेशनल मार्केट, क्या ये होगा? Availability of raw material like iron ore and coal, access to skilled labor in urban centers, या गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज एंड सब्सिडीज. सो सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी और आवश्यक कौन सा होगा? वो होगा ऑप्शन बी. द रीजन द रिवर गंगा इज नेविगेबल फ्रॉम इट्स माउथ राइट अप टू प्रयागराज यानी कि इलाहाबाद इज बिकॉज द रिवर बेड इज फुल ऑफ स्टोन्स एंड सिल्ट. The river is a seasonal river fed by monsoon rains and melting of snow. It is a holy river revered by crores of Hindus and the slope of the river is gradual. इसमें से कौन सा होगा? यहां पर आपने देखा दूसरा वाला जो ऑप्शन जिस तरह से मैंने लिखा है, मैंने जानबूझकर पेरिनियल को रिमूव करके सीजनल लिख दिया है. आप ये पढ़ेंगे जल्दबाजी में, हो सकता है बी को मार्क करके आए, लेकिन बी का गलत होगा. करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज डी, क्योंकि A is wrong. It is full of because the river bed is free from stones and silt. बी इज रॉन्ग बिकॉज इट्स ए पेरिनियल रिवर. ओके, तो इन छोटी छोटी चीजों का हमेशा ध्यान रखें. Sugarcane requires specific climatic conditions for its growth. Which of the following conditions is best suited for sugarcane cultivation? वो महाराष्ट्र में हो या उत्तर प्रदेश में हो. Moderate rainfall with dry winters, high temperature and heavy rainfall, low temperature and scanty rainfall, hot and arid conditions. So अगर आप एग्रीकल्चर का चैप्टर में एक और बात बता देता हूं, काफी बच्चे पूछते रहते हैं कि which chapters to leave out as far as geography is concerned. So if you are doing 6 chapters and you are doing 3 chapters only with the multiple choice questions in mind, make sure that these kind of questions you prepare very well, which means fact based, data based information आपको मालूम होना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसी में से आपसे MCQs पूछे जा सकते हैं. नहीं तो आप उन 3 चैप्टर्स के 3 मार्क्स का रिस्क लेंगे, क्योंकि हर चैप्टर में से एटलीस्ट एक क्वेश्चन तो जरूर आएगा. सो शुगर केन कल्टीवेशन, अगर आप एग्रीकल्चर का चैप्टर नहीं भी कर रहे हैं, you should be aware of the fact that sugarcane is a water intensive crop. It needs a lot of water. So that is something which immediately removes the possibility of both D as well as C. So you would, and also A. So the correct option would be B, heavy rainfall. Iron and steel industries are heavily dependent on raw materials. Which of the following raw materials is not essential for the iron and steel industry? इनमें से किसकी जरूरत आयरन एंड स्टील इंडस्ट्री को नहीं पड़ती है? Limestone, mica, coal and iron ore. Again, if you are not doing the industries chapter, the MCQ में आपको इस तरह के छोटे छोटे डिटेल्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी, और जब ये नॉट के हिसाब से आएगा थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो सकती है. Which is why even from an MCQ point of view, you will need to prepare these questions very well. The correct option is B, mica. Okay, this is what I was telling you, the geography question bank with 3 sets of chapter wise questions with answer key. What do you have? You have easy, moderate and tricky question ke 3 paper sets. You have a separate test paper on picture based questions which I have prepared. You have reasoning question paper, काफी सारे reasoning के questions mainly from the climate, soil, transportation kind of chapters. You have topography and map marking ke 4 papers. Then you have 1 full sample paper. So all this you get in the Study with Sudhir question bank for geography. So please go and have a look at it. It's a treasure trove, I believe. It has been prepared jointly by me and Rameshwar sir. Some papers he has made, some papers I have made, so that the idea is to kind of give you a very comprehensive 360-degree testing material so that you can test yourself ahead of the examination. So please go and have a look at that. 6th question. Despite its growth, the iron and steel industry in India faces several challenges. Which of the following is not a challenge faced by the iron and steel industry in India? So the correct answer is D. By mistake I scrolled up, because obviously there is no lack of demand. There is demand for steel in the domestic sector. ये तीनों correct options हैं. Okay. Mark the incorrect combination of silk variety and the producing state. Eri from Kerala, Muga from Assam, Mulberry from Karnataka and Tussar from Jharkhand. So which of these is the wrong combination? The wrong combination is A. Eri. Eri is in the northeastern states of India like Meghalaya, Assam, Manipur and Nagaland. वहां पर एरी variety of silk पाया जाता है. The headquarters of the coffee board is in Bengaluru, right? My friend Srivastava Krishna is the secretary of the coffee board, headed by an IAS officer. He topped the 1994 batch of the IAS. It is in Bengaluru because Karnataka is the largest coffee growing state in India. Bengaluru is the Silicon Valley of India. The weather in Bengaluru is awesome. Bengaluru has a large number of coffee drinkers. The correct option is A, because Karnataka is the largest coffee growing state in India. Millets are hardy crops grown in semi-arid regions. Why are millets referred to as coarse grains? Coarse का मतलब थोड़े से which are of a rough kind of texture. They are grown on marginal lands and are less nutritious Their grains are larger than fine grains like rice. They require minimal water and are rich in nutrients, and they are grown exclusively for fodder. So why are millets referred to as coarse grains is the question which is asked, and the correct answer is C, because they require minimal. Let's see, millets ka, if you read it again in the agriculture chapter, these are, whether it's jawar, bajra, etc., they are crops which need very little water, which is why it is very popular in a, to be grown by farmers where there is little rainfall and less amount of irrigation. Tidal energy is a renewable energy source derived from the rise and fall of tides. What causes the tides that generate tidal energy? Wind movement over oceans, gravitational pull of the moon and the sun, Earth's rotation on its axis, or is it seismic activity? Seismic matlab something which causes earthquakes. The correct option is B, gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. In which region of India is tank irrigation? Now, this is again something very important. You need to know the examples in many states and also the reason why something is more popular. So, tank irrigation kin states mein zyada popular hai? Areas with heavy rainfall, plains with abundant river systems, rocky and uneven terrain, or coastal regions with high groundwater levels. So, unless you understand the different forms of irrigation, canal irrigation, well irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, tank irrigation, unless you know that or kahan par hota hai, you will find it. So if you are doing the chapter, do it very thoroughly so that you can tackle both the MCQs as well as the subjective questions. Okay, so here the correct option is C. Canal irrigation plays a significant role in irrigation in agriculture development, but it has limitations. What is one major drawback? Limitation, drawback means the same. So what is the major drawback of canal irrigation? High operational costs, over irrigation leading to waterlogging, limited availability of water in alluvial plains, incompatibility with large scale farming. The correct option is B, because what happens is that there is over irrigation because there is, it leads to a lot of waterlogging. पानी इकट्ठा हो जाता है जिसकी वजह से ओवर इरिगेशन हो जाता है, उसकी वजह से भी प्लांट्स को, क्रॉप्स को नुकसान पहुंच सकता है. Where is India's first nuclear power plant located? Again, examples are important to be memorized. Okay, Kalpakkam, and this is also a lot of it geography ka jo aapka syllabus hai, it's also to do a lot with general knowledge. If you are someone who likes to take part in quizzes, these are the kind of questions that are asked in quiz competition. So you can actually look at it like this, make it a game with your family members, with your siblings, and make them ask questions so that you can be tested almost like a game. Okay, mere 10 questions puche, I got 8 correct. Fine, it will give you a sense of accomplishment. Kalpakkam, Rawat Bhata, Tarapur, or Kakrapar, which is in Gujarat. The correct answer is C, which was commissioned in October 1969, which means it's almost what, 55 years plus. Sprinkler irrigation is often used for certain types of crops. Which of the following is an advantage of sprinkler irrigation? Sprinkler irrigation ka kya fayda hai? High water consumption, efficient use of water for uneven fields, dependence on natural rainfall patterns, or high susceptibility to waterlogging. You have been asked about an advantage of sprinkler irrigation. So basically it is B, because it uses water very efficiently. Rainwater harvesting is promoted to conserve water. You know that it is a way of conserving water. Pani आया बारिश के महीने में ग्राउंड वाटर में नीचे चला जाएगा, you are able to harvest it. That will always be very useful to increase the groundwater level. Which of the following is not an objective of rainwater harvesting? क्या objective नहीं है? Reducing dependency on groundwater? No, that's not an objectivity, right? Objective. Preventing urban flooding, increasing surface runoff, or recharging groundwater levels. The correct option is option C, because increasing surface runoff, I thought I'll also explain what it is, because there is always a lot of confusion. It means that more rainwater or melted snow, especially in the hilly areas, flows over the land surface rather than soaking into the ground. तो उससे नुकसान क्या होता है? It leads to soil erosion. Increased runoff can overwhelm. Overwhelm means it can kind of put a lot of pressure on the drainage system, leading to floods and waterlogging. Also, rapid water flow can erode topsoil, reducing soil fertility. So it can lead to soil erosion. जो टॉप लेयर है वो चली जाएगी तो फर्टिलिटी में भी कमी होगी. तो सरफेस रन ऑफ is always a bad thing. So it's not something which is it's not something which is very feasible, or it's not something which is very positive for the overall soil environment. Water conservation is critical for sustainable agriculture. Which of the following water conservation techniques involves building embankments to store rainwater? Check dams, sprinkler irrigation, rainwater harvesting, or percolation tanks. Now isme water conservation is you're talking about in connection with agriculture. So you are being asked which of the techniques involves building embankments. Embankments obviously sprinkler mein nahi hai, rainwater mein nahi hai, percolation mein nahi hai. So the correct answer is A, check dams. Spray irrigation is gaining popularity among farmers. What type of crops is spray irrigation most suitable for? Crops requiring flooding like rice, high value crops like grapes, deep rooted crops like sugarcane, or dryland crops like millets. So spray irrigation किसके लिए काम आता है? The correct answer is B, grapes. Wind energy requires specific conditions for its generation. Which of the following conditions is most favorable for wind energy production? High speed winds with consistent flow. Obviously ज्यादा से ज्यादा हवा की जरूरत होगी, उसी से आपको फायदा होगा. Calm and stable atmosphere conditions, low altitude areas with heavy rainfall. So the correct option is A, high speed winds. Which state houses the largest solar power plant in India? Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, or Madhya Pradesh? You would need to remember, what I would strongly advise you is to prepare a table. ये स्टेट, ये पर्टिकुलर मैग्नीज यहां इस स्टेट में प्रोड्यूस होता है. विंड एनर्जी, बिगेस्ट सोलर विंड एनर्जी इस स्टेट में, सोलर प्लांट इस स्टेट में. सो इफ यू मेक दैट टेबल and put it on your study table ke niche, so that you'll keep reading it, it will get memorized in your mind. So that's always a good strategy. The correct option is A. The name is Bhadla Solar Park is a solar power plant located in the Thar district desert of Rajasthan. It covers an area of this much. I mean, this data you don't need, but this is basic information about this particular solar park. Okay, if you need it, you can always take a screenshot and keep. Nuclear energy is generated through the process of nuclear reactions. Which nuclear reaction is used in nuclear power plants? Nuclear fusion, nuclear fission, radioactive decay, or neutron bombardment of carbon atoms? The correct option is nuclear fission. So with this we come to the end of this particular sample paper, the success test paper, which is part of the question bank. Actually not this one, okay, ye maine alag se banaya hai, but this will give you an idea about what we have on those in those test papers. So please do have a look at it, because I have seen that geography is where students tend to lose marks. History, civics, you still do better, okay, though this time I do believe that history, civics, especially civics, could be a slightly tricky paper because of the larger number of competency focused questions. But geography is where students tend to lose marks. So ensure that you have your ground covered with all kinds of questions, so that anything is asked even in a slightly twisted manner, it does not take you by surprise. Okay, so the link is in the description box. All the details are there. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. God bless you. Namaskar.